Hey guys, it's Rich with your Monday spot on the Pagan Perspective. I do apologize that this is coming up a little bit on the late side. I just realized that it's Monday and that it was not subs week this week. So, sorry for the shakiness. But today's video, or this week's topic, is on Book of Shadows. Do we use them? What do we call them? And what do we think about them? I do have a Book of Shadows. I call it either a Book of Shadows or a Grimoire. Grimoire, to me, is more of just a collection of either spells or correspondences, stuff like that. It's your information gathering type of bound book or notebook, journal, whatever. Book of Shadows, to me, however, is more of your note-taking and did this work for you? How did it work for you? What were the results of a spell that you did? Stuff like that. So there's a little bit of a differentiation between the two. I keep what I would consider a Book of Shadows by that definition. And I do suggest keeping one. I am terrible at keeping up with journals. I really am. And I hate that I'm bad at keeping up with the journal because yes, ever since, let's see, a couple years ago, I realized that my memory isn't what it used to be. For instance, I used to be able to tell you exactly what item was in what storage unit, how much we bought it for, and how much it should sell for, and exactly where it is in that storage unit, you know, pertaining to my my business and whatnot. I used to be able to say that without any help whatsoever. Now I find that my memory is slipping. I don't remember certain people's names, stuff like that. And yeah, so taking that into consideration, I wish I had more of the type of the type of practice of jotting things down and writing it down in order to remember it or to be able to go back and pull that information. There are certain things that I did in my earlier practice that I wish I would have taken note of that worked well for me back then and that I haven't done in a while, so I kind of want a jump start of, okay, I haven't done this in a while. Okay, what do I need to do and what order did I do it last time so it actually has the same effect that it did back then. I hope that makes sense. So I wish I actually had the whole note-taking ritual, and I do suggest others, especially if you're starting out, to do that little note-taking stuff, even if it's on a slip of paper and you put it in a little like filing box or something like that. I think was it Crazy Boy TX? I think, and I haven't seen this much anywhere else. I know that it started to catch on with a couple other videos that I've watched, and it's the Box of Shadows instead of a Book of Shadows. So what that is you basically have like a recipe box and you take all your little slips of paper that you write little notes on or a little spell or something like that, and you stick it in that box. And you can move things around, they're on little index cards or whatever, and you can actually have a box of shadows instead of a book of shadows, and it works in the same way that a book would, and you can always, take one out, use it for ritual, use it for a spell and whatnot, and then put it back in. So I like that idea, and I think I might do that in the near future, especially with the little correspondence charts and stuff like that. It's easy to get those little tabs and all that, so you can write, exactly what category it goes in, stuff like that. So just a little tidbit of information that I got from other people's videos that I might be doing in my future practice. Eventually, one day, I will do the big grimoire that has all the information that I want to put in a bound book and whatnot. But right now, given the time that I have and the energy that I have to put into something like that, the artwork and whatnot that I would like to put into it, it's not really capable right this minute. But in the future, I would love to do that, because that's something that really fascinates me, especially whenever you can sit there and do all the artwork, all the handwriting and all that in it. And if you want to check out a fantastic little series, Benabel Wen, her YouTube channel, she shares her Book of Shadows, and it is just magnificent. It looks perfect, even though she says, oh no, it's not perfect, but it looks perfect, and she's quite the artist, even though she says that she's not really an artist. So something that I would like to do is do something of that nature in the future, and have it as a grimoire instead of just like a little journaling type of Book of Shadows. So maybe doing that in the future, whenever I have all my little index cards ready and in the order that I want them to be in a book, maybe that's what I'll do. But right now it's about getting those little note cards filled out and doing my box of shadows, so I can actually have that that order that I want everything to be in, and have everything recorded, written down, and whatnot. So I think that's all that I have for today. The topic is, of course, in the bottom bar in its entirety, and if I didn't mention, this is also a throwback, and I think next week's our last throwback, at least for the regular hosts. I think I read the schedule correctly. I could be wrong. I've been wrong at least once before. I believe it was on a Tuesday. So anyway, until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs, and bye-bye.